Hello everyone. Today I will be talking about the organizational behavior theory that is called the basis of social power. Before I begin, I would like for you to think of a leader that you know personally. That person can be your boss or your high school teacher. How did this person try to influence you? Did that person try to reward you when you do something good or reprimand you when you misbehave? Now, think of another leader who is an expert in his field or a celebrity that you admire. How did this person influence your life? Which leader inspired you more? Which one did you like to work for? The behavior of a leader towards a person and how effective he is dependent on his source of power. First, let's define the word power. What is power? Merriam-Webster defines power as a person or organization that has a lot of control and influence over other people or organizations. Where is power derived from? Do you need to have an official status or title to have power? John French and Bertram Raven studied the phenomenon of power over half a century ago, and their research revealed how leaders influence people and how people receive power. More importantly, their study analyzed how leaders can develop new power bases to effectively lead people. They called their theory the basis of social power. They concluded that power and influence involves the relationship between two agents or more, and the most important factor is the reaction of the recipient agent with regards to explaining social influence and power. They look at the effect of power that is derived from the different bases of attraction and the resistance of the use of power. Moreover, they determined that the usage of each of the bases have different consequences from each other. French and Raven identify six bases of power and influence, and they can be categorized into two sources: positional power and personal power. Positional power sources are legitimate, reward, coercive, and informational, while personal power sources are expert and referent. Let us first discuss legitimate power. This power is based on the premise that a person has authority. A good example of people who have legitimate power are monarchies, presidents, prime ministers, and CEOs. These people are in power because of the position that they hold. The problem with this kind of power is that it is unstable and unpredictable. If the leader loses his title or position, then his power disappears as people are influenced by the position rather than the leader. Furthermore, power is limited to the situation that others believe that the leader have a right to control. For example, a general can tell his soldiers to follow orders, but he will have a hard time trying to convince civilians to do the same thing. Reward power is based on the ability to give positive consequences. People in power are often able to give out rewards. Examples of reward power are monetary rewards, promotions, or even just simple compliments. This works on the premise that if people expect that they will be rewarded, then they are likely to do what you ask. The problem with this kind of power is that it is limited by the leader's ability to give rewards. For example, supervisors have very little control of increasing salaries, and most managers do not have the power to give promotions. Coercive power stems from the ability of a person to punish individuals who do not conform or comply with ideas or demands. This kind of power is problematic of organizations and can be abused easily. Moreover, this power can cause dissatisfaction or resentment to the people that is being applied to. Common coercive tools are threats and punishment. For example, threatening employees to deny them privileges or demoting them. While leaders have the authority to do such things, exploitation of this power may lead to demotivation, high employment turnover, or accusation of bullying. Informational power is based on controlling the information that is needed to reach a goal. Having control of information that is needed by others puts a leader in a very powerful position. As an example, if a person outside of a company has access to confidential financial reports, that individual can influence the decision or coerce the company to do things that it will not otherwise do. In the world that we live in today, information is a very compelling form of power. The power does not arise from the information itself, but rather from having access to it. Being able to share, hold, manipulate, distort, or conceal information gives an individual a very powerful tool. A leader can use this power to help others, use it as a weapon, or use it as a bargaining chip. Expert power is based on expertise, knowledge, and abilities. When a leader has these skills, they can understand situations, have solid judgment, and can outperform others. Being an expert on a subject gives a leader the advantage of being trusted and respected by his peers. Furthermore, people will give value to his idea and look to him for guidance. People who have this power are Neil deGrasse Tyson, who is a world-renowned astrophysicist, Bill Gates, computer genius and owner of Microsoft, and Warren Buffett, nicknamed the Oracle of Omaha for his expertise in investments. Referent power comes from a person's perceived attractiveness, worthiness, and respect. Celebrities are a prime example of people who have referent power. People such as Oprah Winfrey, Leonardo DiCaprio, and Michael J. Fox are so influential that they can persuade people to buy a book, encourage people to save the environment, or even vote for a politician. This power comes with great responsibility, as people who have this power don't have to do anything to earn it. Thus, it can be abused quite easily. Someone who is amiable but lacks integrity and honesty can simply use this power to hurt and alienate people. The power that the best leaders use are mainly derived from personal source power. Using expert and referent power has a more positive effect on people and have less negative consequences than power that is derived from having a position. Furthermore, leaders who use expert and referent power are more likely to be engaged, more devoted to the company and their roles, and are more willing to do everything to achieve the organization's goal. In conclusion, anyone can hold power and influence others. Power does not necessarily have to come from an important position or title. However, it is crucial to recognize the different forms of power to better understand how people try to influence you and whether you want to accept their base of power. Additionally, it is important to recognize your own positive source of power and build your leadership skills so you can have a positive influence on your peers and organization that you are in. Thank you, and I hope you enjoyed this video.